think we ever really understood what they meant to us until they were gone.
Well, hello, and I've enlarged myself on the screen, so let's, whoops. So guys, I would have edited this in actually, which is quite annoying because every time I did load another copy of this review where I actually edited this in, but it got flagged, so we're on to another could have been a classic, The Postman. Right, as you know, the rules are in TV series got to run up to 3 seasons and there's got to be no spin-offs after that and it has to be cancelled. Whereas a film, it's got to bomb at the box office and totally fail. So this is based on a famous science fiction book, The Postman. I've just finished reading it. I think Neil Bryn, I think his name was, wrote it. And it's quite interesting. The book's set in 3 stages. And it's about the wholeness, fascist survivalists, and the film slightly differs quite a bit to the book, but I do recommend reading the book. It's quite good. You know, I've just finished it this week, so I'm quite avid, and so I watched the film. It put me in the mood. I'm a big fan of this. I saw this for the first time in the 90s, and I rented it out. I remember it in SFX to really, you know, panned it. Well, when it came to video, I rented it out and I really enjoyed it. And I don't know, right, it's an epic movie. I mean, it's long, it goes on for quite a long time. But it's quite an emotional roller coaster ride. I mean, I watched it today and I did have a tear down my eye because basically, the world has been destroyed. There was a Nathan Holness, this writer, who created this system where the world went into chaos and there were EMP bombs and they released germ warfare, and he set up his own private militias and all this and started going about purity and this like real evil way of life. And I don't think the government could control it and it took over. And that's what happened. This is set many years after a nuclear war. There's been famine, germ war, all of it got released, started with EMP devices. Now it's interesting, at the beginning of the film, Kevin Costner's character's the postman. He's wandering through the desert with his donkey, and you're hearing radio broadcasts from the past about this Nathan Holness, you know, Nathan Hull. And it's sort of interesting. You've really got to oh right, my batteries are low, honestly. So it's really interesting. You sort of pick up bits which sort of opens up the movie nicely, but you've really got to sort of tune into it. And he's just going from town to town doing Shakespeare for food and that, and he turns up somewhere. Anyway, there's General Bethlehem, the big evil force. Now he's the monster of the film. Will Patton plays this. He's an ex-photocopier salesman. He used to sell photocopiers and that were it. He must have been repressed. Well, anyway, years later, he becomes this general of this Holness faction, takes it over. And he's trying to build an empire for himself. You know, and he's one brutal bastard. Well, there's 8 rules in this thing. No mercy. Challenge for the leadership, obey orders without question, all these rules. And they go around, take people from these towns and tribute, and it's like a feudal system. Well, he's there performing Shakespeare and he gets caught up in it all, and suddenly he ends up in pressed into the army, and Will Patton's character notices something about him because they're quoting Shakespeare to each other. And it starts from there. He escapes and he heads off and they're trying to kill him. He gets out because, you know, I don't want to go into every aspect of the film if you haven't seen it, but the film is about hope, and that is what is really underlining this entire movie, which I think is quite genius how it's done, where it's set in this post-apocalyptic future. Well, he's like, he escapes and he does a runner and people die in the process. And he sort of like finds it's raining, he's on the run, and he finds this van, it's like wrecked, and there's a dead postman inside. And he finds some mail and a lighter and a bottle of booze, and he stays in there reading letters. And it looks quite cosy actually, because you see, he's got a little fire in van and that. And next day he puts on uniform and he finds this town that's got these letters, and he's just basically doing this bullshitting his way across. It's a scam. He just wants to be left alone. He don't want aught to do with people, just to survive, and that's it. You feel sorry, because at the beginning of the film he has this lovable donkey, it's his mate, but the donkey gets eaten and killed, you know, by this lot, because they take it. So anyway, he goes to this town and he's got these letters, and they won't let him in, but this woman he mentions names from mailbag. And this woman like calls out, and that's me, and it's from a sister from 15 years ago. And this is how he does. So he's going from town to town scamming his way. Well, he meets this young guy there called Ford Lincoln Mercury, and he's like looking for purpose, and he swears him into become a mailman anyway. There's of course the love interest. She's a really good character. She wants to get impregnated by Postman. right. And this, I mean, all right, because her husband can't produce. Well, he's finding blanks or whatever. And well, anyway, he gets her pregnant, and that's it. He clears off. You know, and anyway, he turns up General Bethlehem, kills her husband and wants her, but he's got sexual problems apparently, according to her. So I won't go into that, but I found that quite funny, because he's a monster. I mean, he's just completely, I mean, Will Patton really plays this character great. It's quite fascinating. He thinks he's a man of destiny, and he's got this grand design he wants to sort of build. And they end up escaping. They're in this town and he finds it, and he ends up rescuing her and the postman. They get off into the mountains, and there's a bit of a shootout, and they get into the mountains, and she's pregnant, and I think he's shot in the stomach, and they hide out in this log cabin for a month or two. When he gets better, he can't walk, and she's getting fed up of looking after him, and anyway, what killed the horse, and she shoots the horse. I mean, she's not messing about, she's had enough of him, you know. And summer comes, she burns she falls in river, and he suddenly can walk and saves her. And when nice weather comes, she burns down cabin, and she says, look, you know, take me to a town so I can have baby and you'll clear off, because you know you don't care about anybody. And they meet this young girl, and she's a postwoman. Well, all this time what they've been aware, this Ford Lincoln Mercury's built this whole postal system up, and it's getting up the arse of this General Buff, because there's loads of them, and everybody's communicating for the first time. And that is the beauty of this film. And the story then is about good versus evil, and he finds a conscience, he gets a purpose, and he gets involved in the old postal thing, because this thing he lied about has become a reality, and he's become a legend through it. And it's all because this Ford Lincoln Mercury just wanted a purpose, built this thing up. And Kevin Costner's character, he has to step up to the plate, and you know, he's a legend. And because he's telling that the American government's set up still, you know, and it's not his line. And it's just good versus evil after that. And there's a big fight at the end, which is quite clever. There's no big battle, it's one-on-one, because he challenges General Bethlehem to the fight, because he's got the tattoo on his hand, part of the clan. So after that, that's it, the film. There's a statue to him, and society's saved. Now, the beauty of this film, where it could have been a classic, it is quite an intelligent movie, and it's quite emotional in parts. You don't get them sort of goosebumpy feelings in certain parts of it, because it's about bringing civilization back, and that is what he restores, which is just absolutely brilliant. The concept that people start communicating, and things, society is getting restored, which is why I love this film. And I just think there's a lot to offer. I think when it come out, it didn't really have that effect. But now, I think what's going on, I think it's nice to watch a film like this. And the film has a lot in it. And if you read the books, which is a lot different, but still going along the same path, it's about bringing civilization back. And that is the beauty of this film. That's the magic of it. Now, I might get panned for this, but I'm going to put this film down as it could have been a classic. Now, you can shoot me down in flames. Let me know in the comments, guys. You know, but this is episode 3. And, yeah, I think this film now, if you watch it now, it's a definite classic. It's got it all in there. So I do recommend give it a go. I know I'm going to get panned because for a lot of people do not like this film. It's forgotten about. But I do recommend it. Just give Water World a miss. Good God, that is not a classic. But I'm going to give this film, it could have been a classic. Right, guys, that's episode 3 of this. I will see you all tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I can't wait for tomorrow's show. And I'll see you then. Have a great day. It's beautiful weather outside. And yeah, I will see you soon. And guys, just give the Postman a check. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say it could have been a classic. Alright, guys, have a great evening. See you tomorrow.